Fog on the Tyne, why canny na? I've been asked quite a few times over the years to if I could maybe transcribe the Brighton Rock from Live Killers. Something I never thought of doing, but recently there has been a version come about, and they referenced the Brian May Super Rock Guitarist book, which is, when it came out years ago, it was a good foundation. But the idea with those, if you're a guitar teacher especially and you're showing stuff, which I'm not, I'm at my work now, so this is my job, is to go through the tab or the book and then pick out all the mistakes that are there. And if you're going to suggest that listen to the record to get the notes or the rhythms, then you should actually be doing what you practice what you're preaching and listen to the notes and thinking that note in the tab. For example, but in the book and in the lesson it goes. Now, if you can't hear that, you ought to get your ears syringed. And so I've spent a day writing, correcting, well, just writing the whole thing out myself, and I'm going to give the tablet is there in the link. There's a link in the description, so it's 9 pages, and it's got rhythms written in, which a lot of tabs don't, and also I've put suggested fingerings below each note, and any dynamics like volumes, pickup changes, accents, and stuff like that. Hopefully that will come in handy to a lot of you, because I know that some struggle or make comments saying, can't I do tablature? I choose not to. And pickups I'm going to use are all mentioned in the video. For this, I'm just playing into a Cornish TB-83 treble boost into this ADV 15 Vox thing. It's set on AC 30. The volume's piss all, as you can hear. And picked up with a microphone into the laptop, and this picks up the voice. So if I can, I may do a play along. So the whole idea with doing this was to do it with no delay on, because what I've seen, it just clashes, and you can't actually pick out what you're supposed to be playing, and if you're not playing it in sort of time, the delays are going to come all over the place, and it's just going to be a mash of noise. So if there's a play along, I'll try it this afternoon. If there is, I'll include it. If not, this is the reason it's not included. And here is a tune for reference. Top E. B. G, buddy. American. D. Guitar volumes isn't very loud, and that's explained also in the video. So I hope you get something out of the tutorial. If you do, comment. Don't mind bad comments, good comments, whatever you fancy doing. If I get bad comments, my wife isn't going to sort of jump in and call people horrible names because you're a nasty, nasty man, destroying him in front of his children. And also, my daughter won't jump in as well, because I don't have a daughter. So, hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. So this solo is in F sharp blues, and run through the notes. phase, and the volume in the guitar probably about 3. And using the plectrum is a sixpence, and instead of using downstrokes like this, I'm going to angle it so you get the serrations, and it's almost palm muted, so they're all downstrokes. And I'll break it into sections, and this is going to be section 1. Not too difficult. I'd suggest using your thumb for the 6-string notes, because it allows you just to open your hand and free them for the notes. And slow. 2 bars of 8th notes or quavers, 2 measures. Pre-bend this. Section 2. Again, slow. So you're pulling off on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd strings, 4, 5, 5, 4 and 2. If you want to use a little finger, I'm choosing to use the 3, 2, 1 with Ted Rogers. Here it is, slow. And as you're coming down the scale, slightly bend this A. Section 3. This is where he's just stabbing notes to the scale, so the notes are going to be it's only when you get the delays on that it comes to life, really. And I'll try and play it up to speed. So that's not brilliant, but you'll get an idea of it, and you can refer to the tab anyway. Palm muting. down to the C, it doesn't strictly follow the pattern, so you'd expect it to go but it doesn't. It sustains that C sharp, so it does something like this. If you want to not imagine you're playing it, but play it but not loud. Something like that. Anyway, and once you get down to the low Fs, up with the volume a bit. Something like that. It gets a bit noisy, but that's what I'm going to suggest playing. Play anything like that. Just up. And then these swells. So you fret the D chord. Do the same with the F sharp. And that's the timpani solo. Next section is, I'll just put this on a music stand. This is the part that moves into the E minor area. And starts off with a bit of feedback. And this E7th suspended fourth, so you're barring from the 5th string upwards. And then adding your 4th finger onto that A. And it might be easier. I'm not going to explain the this section. Play an E minor shape, because most of the notes are all there. So keep your finger barred. Keep your finger barred on the 7th. You can play the other notes, the passing notes. Pre-bend. And just down the E scale, so you can play it wherever you fancy. Or whatever. I'm going to play it from the 9th down. And just lightly touch them, probably not even making them sound. After of the E scale down. And then you do 2 bars of E's, bottom E's, muted. Play it slower, I'll probably play it correctly. 2 bars of the 8th notes. And then you start your scale patterns. So you're moving up the scale, just and accent these. The ones with the reverse V's, well, 90 degree to the left V's, they're accents, if you're not familiar with that. So and these, I mean, I've seen bits where it's saying and there's a G sharp in the notes, but I don't think it's going to be that. I think just because of the position that he's at. If you do it, you can sound those G sharps anyway, just by doing the 12, 9. Slow. Big, they're not, they're just E's. And you do D's over E's with an E. Or you can play that to E sus 4, E7 sus 4. And then the typical arpeggiated bit, all in the key of E. But instead of fretting that, bend it up. So you come up. Scale. After the G, just playing an arpeggio then in triplets, but kind of muting. work through that slow and then explain the next section. And then you're just playing the first of the triplets. But as you're holding those notes, quickly flick the pickups so you've got, instead of bridge and middle in, put the outer phase on in the middle or the neck and change to middle and neck. The next section. All up around the 15th, and you're just doing 2 fret stuff and lightly bend, not even lightly, but just half a step bend. But if you've got your guitar cranked and you hit it in the right place, it should sort of scream. Find which notes of the scale are sort of easier for you. So there's no hard and fast set scale pattern you have to use. Just find the notes and then what is easier for you. So I'm just going to put this next piece up now. And yeah. F's. And slightly down with the volume, and then the best part of the solo, I think. And slow. So I'm turning the volume down so it's not too driven. Again, 6th string notes, play with your thumb. And kind of palm mute it all the way through. And this is where the drums start coming in. And all you're doing is stabbing B's to A. But in between that, don't have to actually fret the note, just imply it. And after 4 beats of that, you then start doing the double stops. And they're just B's up to E's with a B. So just roll your third finger back. So it's a shuffle after you've done the B, and then E with a B in the bass, and the shuffle pattern. And slightly less involved. And then there's a gap, a break. E, D, and 3 is the first note. So you keep doing those triplets for 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10 beats. So you're just doing an arpeggio of B, except after this B, you'd think you'd go up to E flat, but you don't. You just go B, F sharp, B, E flat, F sharp, B, E flat, D sharp, F sharp, and ending on B. But instead of fretting that, I'd suggest bending it up slightly low. You could bend a fret down or a whole tone, 2 frets. And then you do these arpeggios. You've got, it's a D shape, but just for note separation, I'm going to play them. An F, C, C minor, and then it's a B flat scale or a G minor. And then C's. And then the drums enter. scale. If you wanted to play your C's there. And after a few bars, it does this, which is a B flat with a C in the bass, or a C 11th. Easiest way. It's just C, F, and this upwards piece. Again, finding which areas is easiest. So if you can whatever takes your fancy. I'm just gonna. You've got to get this. It could come. Whatever, and then G, C, and quickly back into your standard bridge and middle, down with the volume a wee bit, and then these very fast 16ths, well, not really fast. And you'll hear a cymbal crash and a second one. So once you hear the second one, that's your 4-beat counting, and then you start your scale. But all 16ths. First cymbal, second. Slow. And then these double stops. So you're playing 14th, 12th. And then back to the verse. And that's it. There's no more tab for this. That's just the solo. At the end of the verse, Jenny pines away, writes a letter every day. So, Jenny pines away. So that's the end of that. If you've you've got if you learned a bit, that's great. If you haven't used the tabs to reference it, and like YI Man says, I worked this out, so I'm not going to rely on the book. Classic example is this. YI Disney Na. He goes instead of